How's it going, gamers? Welcome to the dojo. If I sound a little depleted, it's because I just spent the last 3.5 hours recording this video, hit a lot of road bumps, so on and so forth, all to realize I did not have my audio on in recording. So yeah. So do me a favor and hit that like button before this video even starts, because there's a lot of time invested behind the scenes here. As you can see by the title, the goal of this video was, and still is, to build the ultimate Wii console in this case. In this ultimate series, we are trying to take retro consoles and breathe new life into them, extend its longevity, add either hardware mods or software mods, change the external appearance, all to build what I would deem as the ultimate version of it. And it's a series that will be ongoing, because the great thing about this modding community is there's always new stuff out there. My skills will hopefully improve over time to do more sophisticated mods, but it helps breathe new life into these really great and old retro consoles. Today, we're looking at the Nintendo Wii, a highly successful console that sold due to its going left when a lot of the console generation went right, and appealing to the mass gamers and non-gamers alike. The Nintendo Wii was something that was meant to be played with family and friends and people who don't generally play games because of its motion controls and its ease of use and access for non-gamers. And that led to a lot of success for Nintendo. Now, with that, I never had a Wii growing up, but it was definitely something I played at a lot of friends' houses. So when I finally got one and, got to experience a lot of those libraries and the unique games that took advantage of the motion control, I knew it was always a candidate for a console I wanted to mod. So the goal for this ultimate console series for the Nintendo Wii is to, one, soft mod the Wii to unlock a lot of its capabilities. If you don't know, a soft mod or software mod for the Nintendo Wii is very known. It's probably one of the more common modding related things when it comes to the Nintendo Wii, because it's so easy to do and requires low lift. You just need a USB drive or like an SD card, and you can follow a guide online to make it really simple. This is not going to be a tutorial on how to mod. I did a video separately on me modding a Wii, just my experience overall with it, but there are a lot of great tutorials online, a lot of great guides you can follow. I'll link them down below in the description. But my Wii is soft modded, so that's checked. That box is already done and one step closer to building the ultimate Wii console, because that allows you to do a lot of things, whether it's customization and cool themes, to, I don't know, running Space Cadet Pinball on it, to, of course, running and accessing your backup or your Wii library off of something like an SD card or USB stick. And given that the Wii was backwards compatible with certain models with GameCube, it's kind of a 2-in-1 console, you have the ability to also have your GameCube games loaded on that external media. Again, 2-for-1 console, you can have 2 libraries on there. You can kind of build yourself this Wii Cube hybrid of a console when it's soft modded, and many other stuff that you can do with that soft mod, emulators, so on and so forth. You can run N64 on it, SNES, NES, all that good stuff. Number 2 deals with the external mods. I want to reshell this to apply that translucent, transparent look that I've been going for with all my modded and ultimate consoles as of late, if you've been following the series. So no exception here. I got a third-party case from AliExpress for like $16, so we're going to be trying that out and see how that goes. Spoiler alert, or foreshadowing, we hit a lot of road bumps there. And then lastly, to help get the best quality, we are going to be using a Wii to HDMI adapter. This is one that I had gotten with the Wii originally, but there's a lot of easy to get ones on Amazon, and this is one of the well-known ones for its price point, under $20, but there's a lot of other options out there that do slightly better depending on the look and feel you want. This helps improve that quality with a built-in scaler and adds the convenience of having an HDMI port to hook up to modern TVs, given that the Wii did not natively have HDMI. That in combination with the RetroTink 4K, and we're going to be getting really great quality out of the, decades-old console here. So we're upgrading the internals on the software side. We're upgrading the hardware with the shell and case. We're upgrading the accessories and to get the best potential quality out of it with the adapters here. All to hopefully build the ultimate version of this console and add more mods in the future. I will say the thing about the Wii community, I don't know too much about its modding scene other than the soft modding scene. I haven't seen too many hardware hacks or stuff out there for the Nintendo Wii, but hopefully throughout this series I'll learn more about it as time goes on. So for you, welcome, sit back, dive in. For me, happy to finally wrap up this video. So ultimately, what did we learn throughout this whole process? Well, one, I should have definitely referred to a guide prior. Just anticipated this would be easy, not realizing this thing has like freaking 30 plus screws in it, which is a crazy. It just has so many screws, and they're not all the same, and they're all varying sizes. And I'm almost positive, even in putting it back together, there's a lot of screws that are not in the right places. Look, the joke is always like if it's not a repair or tear down if you don't have a couple of screws left over. But as you can see here, I just didn't put some screws in eventually because I was like, you know what, it's gonna hold. And I guess I should have realized it. The more compact something like this is, or a console, or electronics in general, because I used to do like iPhone repairs back in the day, the more crazier and almost difficult it is because of like how much they are able to pack in something that's so compact and whatnot. Now, can I blame the third-party shelling case for my mishaps? No. Did it come with a couple of cosmetic damages out of the box and whatnot? Yes, but again, I kind of expect that when I'm paying like $16 for some, acrylic slash plastic. I've had a lot of great success with a lot of these third-party cases. These ones like the Bitfunks ones and stuff like that come from China. I've modded multiple consoles and reshelled a couple of them. But yeah, obviously you're gonna get a little bit what you pay for. And the common thing with a lot of these acrylic or plastic cases is that like sometimes the screws, like even if you're using the right screws, like they require a little bit of little elbow grease and love and wear to get it all to sit kind of flush, because sometimes, especially things where like the screws are going into like these posts, since the acrylic, plastic, whatever material is so like I guess new, like sometimes you do kind of have to like break that in. Ultimately though, it's just really, this console had a lot to it, a lot of weird nuances. It's one of those things that like it's not hard. Anybody who has a screwdriver or basic kit, I think, can do it. It's not a hard mod. There's no soldering. There's none of that to reshell. But it's just tedious and time consuming. Arguably, if you're much more organized than I was in this process, and if I'm ever to do this again or reshell it again or mod future Wii's, which I was considering before this, and now I might take a little bit of a break and breather on that project. Being more organized, organizing your screws, truly separating them is going to help you just get through that stuff much quicker and easier, and taking your time with it so you're not rushing through and like me getting frustrated when you hit these roadblocks. So with all that, what we do need to do is actually just test it and make sure that it still works, it boots. I didn't break anything. Notably, even with the reshell and all the quirks that we hit, I don't think anything should be damaged, but you never know. So, okay, so let's boot her up. Okay, so we have power for the disk drive, and just like that, we are booted in. So, didn't brick the console. Keep in mind, this is using that Wii HDMI adapter, so this is just 1080p upscaled. This is not hooked into the RetroTink, so this is just directly into my capture card at the moment. But as you can see, we are on a modified Wii, so I can go into the homebrew channel here. I can hit start, and I'll connect to the homebrew channel, and I can access all my stuff here. There we go. And now with that plugged in, you can see I can access Wii Flow here, which is just like a user interface for your modded Wii, and I can see all of the games on my library, which is my SD card. So you can see here all of the titles that I have loaded on the SD, and I can flip to my GameCube library, of which I just have 2 games on this SD card. And yeah, I can just access the library that way, and I can access, again, and all sorts of like cool views. So like if you want to jump to the cover flow view and access your library in this kind of unique way to browse through. So there's the modded portion of the Wii. But what I also want to do, just to make sure I didn't break it, is ensure that I did not brick the CD drive. So let's go ahead and go back to the system menu here. getting LEDs. I do hear spin up, which is a good sign that I didn't screw up the drive. The drive is much louder than I remember it being, but let's see if it actually loads the game. Yep, there we have it. Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. Oh. This is labeled as Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. At least the case, but this is definitely Deathly Hallows. So either I have the wrong game in this what do you call that case, or they gave me the wrong game when I bought this like over a year ago. And this requires a nunchuck, which I don't have right now. But you get the idea here. And the check button, make sure that works. Again, just testing on the physical layer. Yeah, we are good. This is definitely the wrong game, but hey, there you have it. Despite everything we went through, she lives. How's it going, gamers? Future Adrian here, because in all honesty, the video you're watching right now, I edited or shot back in May of last year. So, long time in the making. But I do indeed still have the modded Wii that's both soft modded and I guess hard modded in the sense of the transparent casing. And I kind of just wanted to kind of add like a closure to this part of the video since it's been, again, a couple months since that update. The Wii's held up well. The case, you know, while not, again, the top tier quality, there's some aspects like this hinge that doesn't always sit right or catch right. You know, certain aspects of something like this case that are cheap, I guess, but for what you're getting, and if you're just getting into modding consoles and you want a great way to kind of just visually or physically add a new look and feel, because again, they come in a range of colors, these like AliExpress cases are a really good deal. And if you have the time and patience, like I mentioned earlier, and actually have a guide and are organized, a fun little kind of modding project in terms of the physical aspect. The software community around Wii modding is still as popular as ever, and there's really great communities and websites I'll link to down below that you can follow. There's Discords you can join and things of that nature to kind of stay up to date. I have no idea what I'm doing at this point, but hey, on the latest and greatest of people continuing to push the Wii modding community, it's been great just to kind of see a little bit more about that and seeing these kind of subgenres within that. There's a lot of people who are still major fans of like Wii, Mario Kart for the Wii, for example, and they restored like the online servers and they have, you know, that still active and going on. So yeah, a lot learned along the way. I'd say more so on the software side, if anything, is really where I dove deep. Obviously, the question that some people might ask if you have this or are looking to mod this, what about the Wii U? Because the Wii U is more powerful. It was a successor to the Wii in itself, has essentially Wii, you know, hardware and compatibility built in. And it's true. You can play Wii U games. You can play Wii games. The soft modding process is practically the same. I have a soft modded Wii U back there. But if you're looking for like native GameCube support, obviously the Wii was known specifically based on the generation to have the controller ports built in, something that the Wii U obviously lacks. You can still play emulated GameCube games on the Wii U. Obviously, I'm sure there's adapters out there, but if you want that native experience to be able just to plug and play your GameCube controller, the Wii's probably going to be a better console to mod if you don't really care too much about the Wii U titles. I want to also add that quality-wise, I know I mentioned I was just using a cheaper adapter. In doing research, there's a couple of videos that compare a lot of these adapters. Look, at the end of the day, if you have like a native CRT or you have a retro setup, you can obviously hook your Wii directly into that for that kind of old school nostalgic experience. However, if you want to upscale it or play it on like a modern television, then you are going to need those adapters that scale it to like 720 or 1080 or even 4K. On the high end, you have things like the RetroTinks, which will really take things to the next level and kind of get you some of the best quality. On the cheaper end, you can get these like $5, $10 adapters online. I think it's the Mayflash, if I'm not mistaken, that a lot of people like, or there's another one by, is it Electric Sheep that may make another one? I'm going to link to them in the description below. I know the adapter I had that I got with one of my Wiis was one of the more popular ones back in the day, but there have been other ones that, you know, for $5 or $10 more, you get that much better kind of quality and upscaling. So be sure to check those out as well. Not to mention, these consoles are relatively cheap in the used and junk market. I always find these when I go back home to Japan for like less than $5. So another advantage of, you know, going the Wii route. And yeah, outside of that, I didn't explore too much more into the other accessories since then. There's been a lot of other stuff going on between, but I do want to look into like the Wii nunchucks and the Wiimotes to see if they have equivalent shells, so I can kind of complete this transparent look to see what that looks like. Because one thing about the Wii U when it comes to that scene, I haven't seen many, if not any, third-party cases for the Wii U. I might be wrong, and if so, throw them down in the comments below because I would love to get a transparent case for that. But yeah, overall, I learned a lot in this overall process. I know I never got to upload it. I've had a lot of fun checking now and again on the Wii, like modding community and doing like crazy stuff and trying to get things to run on a Wii. I think I've seen people like get Windows and operating systems running on this thing and basically pushing it to its limits. But leave down below what you want to see potentially added to the series, or if you're an avid, frequent in the Wii modding community, what are some other things I should consider for the future of the series. But as it stands right now, having the ability to easily play not just Wii titles, but GameCube titles all in this one console, native hardware, Wii is one of those consoles that it's harder to recreate an emulation-like experience just because a lot of it is playing with that Wiimote. It's playing with that kind of interactive experience. So as great as emulation stuff has got nowadays, this is just one of those consoles that the actual experience of it that was meant for is better with the native hardware, and even better when it's modded. So gamers, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. I'll catch you in the next one.